So we're going to be going over 19 different types of scams on this live stream. We just finished scam number 1, which is tech support scams. Got a lot more good scams coming up to show you and make you aware of. If you're just joining us, welcome to our live stream. We do this every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. And our goal is to spread awareness of scams. So you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones from becoming a victim. I see John in the chat. Good to see you. If you haven't joined our email list yet, join our free email list. It's on scamaware101.com. You click join mailing list. And we'll send you reminders when our live stream is happening. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips. We won't abuse the privilege. You can unsubscribe anytime. We won't send you any junk mail, I promise. So let's talk about our next scam here on the list, road toll scams. Scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and they claim an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay the fake toll. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by the victim. There never was an unpaid toll. This scam is extremely popular right now, extremely common, many different variations of this text message over the past few months. The scam originally started being reported about in the middle of last year, middle of 2024, but it's only gotten worse since then. There are so many different text message variations. We have a ton of examples to show you. But just to give you an idea of the agencies that this scam's impersonating, we have SunPass, Peach Pass, Quick Pass, Good to Go, Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway Authority, Drive Easy Maryland, Fast Track. Then there was Easy Drive Massachusetts, and a bunch of others that aren't even on this little slide I made. Because since I made this slide, they started impersonating even more agencies. This scam has become so popular that the New York Thruway actually released a poster, showing you, comparing a fake version of this text message to a real one. And let me show you some examples here. Just give you an idea how many different versions of this text message scam. It's on my screen. These are all different versions. This isn't even all of them. We have more examples that are different from these. But on my screen, you can see all these different versions of this text message. The first one, North Carolina Toll Services. Our records show that your vehicle has an outstanding toll charge. To avoid a bill with excessive late fees of $69, kindly settle your balance of $6.99. But if you click that link, it's actually going to steal your credit card details or banking information. So this one impersonates North Carolina. The one under it impersonates California toll services. And the URLs, they try to make them sound realistic by putting like NC Quick Pass in the name or Bay Area Fast Track in the name. But that's all part of the scam. And we have Easy Drive Massachusetts reminder. Your bill for $6.99 is due. Please visit. It's got the fake website here. Here's one that impersonates New Jersey. Your recent trip through the New Jersey toll point has incurred an extra $4.15 charge. Settle your balance immediately at, and then it's got the link to a fake website that has EasyPass in the name. Here's one that says Fast Track. It actually has a date. It says pay your Fast Track lane tolls by January 24th to avoid a fine and keep your license. Right? So now it's trying to scare people, making them think that they're going to lose their license. Here's another one. Final warning. Unpaid tolls. Failure to pay $3.99 may result in further penalties. Deadline, March 12th. And there's a link to the fake website. Thanks for your cooperation. And this last one here. The toll roads notice of toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours or late fees will be increased and reported to the DMV. And that one has the fake website here and it puts SunPass in the name. So you see there's all different variations of these unpaid road toll scams. And last week, a new version was even provided to me. And this one had an attachment. the person receives a text message with an attachment. And then when they open the attachment, there's a PDF file. And here you can see what the PDF file looked like. Toll violation noticed. And it's dear motorist, and it's got a date to pay. So whoever's running this scam has been getting creative. They've been using AI. They've been changing around the text messages. They've been trying all different ways to trick people into paying these fake, unpaid tolls. And just to show you an example of what one of these websites might look like if you click the link, here's an example of a fake Good to Go website. Good to Go is Washington's toll service agency. But if you had got that text message, click the link, you might be taken to a fake website that looks like this. And it's pretty convincing, though. It has their logo, it has their colors, it looks legit, right? If you click pay, it's going to take you to a page that steals your credit card details. And that's how this scam works. Again, extremely common. So many people are getting these text messages. There's so many different versions of these unpaid road toll scams. If you get a text message like this, don't click a link. Don't call the phone number. The best thing you do is just check your app. If you use a service, check your app. Or go to the official website. Again, don't click the link. Go to the official website and check there if you're concerned that it's real. But again, there's so many of these fake road toll text messages going out. It's 99.9% of the times could be fake. So watch out for these road toll scams. Let me know in the chat if you got any of these text messages saying you have unpaid road toll. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We need the likes. We need the subscribers. Help us spread awareness of these scams. Just by subscribing and clicking like, it helps us. Helps the algorithm show our content more. So you can make a difference. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. The next scam we're going to talk about are wrong number scams. We did a video about this scam. And it's actually our most popular video. We got 98,000 views on our wrong number scam video. So almost 100,000 views. It's crazy. It's our video that went viral. Most of our videos are lucky to get 1,000 views, a little bit over 1,000. But 98,000 was pretty cool. But anyway, that's wrong number scams. And what they are is scammers will try to reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies, wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim. Right, so you're using these wrong numbers to just try and reach people and get responses. As trust is gained, this type of scam usually evolves into a romance or a pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the trusting victim. Right. And the thing with these wrong number scams is they could start with any random text message. You get a random text message that says, "Excuse me, is this Emma? Hey Anna, I'm Josie." Or it could even start out with just something as simple as "Hi." The idea is the scammer wants you to reply and say, "Who is this?" Or "You have the wrong number." They want you to interact in some way. And once you start interacting, they're going to try to gather information about you. Some more examples of these. In this example, completely random text message. "I'm Margaret. Are you Lillian?" "I'm Izzy." "All right. I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number and Lillian's number. Hope I didn't disturb you." All right. The person replies back, "That's okay." All right. And the conversation should end at that point. But because it's a scam, they're trying to continue the conversation. And then they'll start asking more information. "Thank you for your understanding and patience. You're a kind person. I hope you have a good day. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age?" All right. So they're going to ask. These wrong number scams, they're going to try to continue the conversation, and they're going to ask your name, they're going to ask your age, they're going to ask your location. And it's just a way for scammers to reach new potential victims. The wrong number scam eventually evolves into a different type of scam. Once they gain trust from the victim, a lot of times they'll ask them to continue a conversation on WhatsApp or Telegram, right? We mentioned that in the red flags. And they'll try to build a trust with this victim. And then once they build a trust, they'll try to get them to buy crypto. They'll say they have a family member that trades crypto or trades gold, trades anything, actually. And usually turns into a pig butchering scam. Here's another example. You get a completely random text message. Have a cup of coffee sometime. Reply back, who is this? Person says, oh, I must have got the wrong number. I'm sorry, I thought this was Laura's number. I think I dialed the wrong number, area code. I hope I'm not bothering you. Person replies back, no, have a good day. Right? The scammer tries to keep the conversation going. Thank you for your kindness to my situation. I just realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right? So the last example said, what's your age? This example says, where are you from? Let's take a look at another one here. This was one that me and a friend received, and we just kept the conversation going to use as an example here. Right? We get a random text message that says, hi. Hi, who is this? Right, they reply back, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Right? It should stop at that point. But because it's a scammer, they're going to continue the conversation. Oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Reply back, that's no problem. Conversation should end, but it doesn't. Thank you very much. You are a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? See, so now they're asking my name. So one example they ask age, one example they ask location, this example they ask name. Eventually they're going to ask all of this, right? In fact, when we replied back, we said Pat, because we like to use Pat, try to cause a little confusion. That was a guy or girl. And then they replied back, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? So this one goes on to ask my name, where do you live? And this is all part of a wrong number scam. They're trying to pull in a new victim and gain their trust. Here's another example. This is one I received as well. Completely random text message comes to me. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And they include a picture. Which they'll do that sometimes for these types of wrong number scams. You know, trying to incentivize people to reply back. I knew it was a scam. I didn't answer, right? But then exactly 4 hours later, right, at 5:58, get a follow-up text. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? And what this is actually a bot, right? This isn't somebody sitting there texting this stuff. This is actually a bot that's sending the same text message, the same picture, you know, the hundreds and thousands of people. Right? And then it's set after 4 hours of no response. Send them, have you gotten the pictures I sent? So it was kind of funny is when we did our video on these wrong number scams, a lot of people commented that they actually received the exact same text message from the exact same picture, right? So this is what they do. This is called a wrong number scam, and that's how they try to get people to interact with them. If I had continued talking, if I had continued the conversation with this person, in a matter of days, they would have probably hit me with some kind of crypto investment. They would have said they have a family member that invests. And that's what's known as a pig butchering scam. They tell you they have a family member who invests. They give you a fake app or a fake website. It's a link to it's a fake app or a fake website that's run by scammers. They control what it shows. And they trick their victims into sending money. And the victims will look at this website and it'll show fake gains. It'll show like they made money. Right? And sometimes they'll even let you withdraw money the first time. But that's to trick you. That's to trick you into depositing all your money. And that's how a pig butchering scam works. That's why it's called pig butchering. It's like fattening up the pig. You're getting the person greedy. You're fattening them up. You're making them feel like they're going to make a lot of money. You even give them a little bit of money back to show them that it's working, right? And then you butcher them and take all their money when they put it in. But those are pig butchering scams. And a lot of times these wrong number scams, they lead in to pig butchering scam or romance scam. But pig butchering seems to be the most common one these days. So watch out for these wrong number scams. Don't reply. You know, even if it seems innocent enough, even if it just seems like a completely random text message that says hi, right? Don't reply. It's not worth it. By replying, even just a reply to say you have a wrong number, you're telling the scammer that you're checking your phone, that you're reading the texts, that you're replying to the texts. So you don't even want to reply to these. Even as a courtesy, you don't even want to, you want to do the right thing. You want to reply to somebody. You want to let them know they got the wrong number. But you can't. You can't. Because it's going to be a scammer, and they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to try to keep the conversation going. Or they're going to target you with more scams from different phone numbers. So if you ever wondered why you get so many wrong number text messages, this is why. It's a very popular scam. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So be aware of these wrong number scams and that they're out there. I see John in the chat saying he was targeted with one of these today. All right, if you're just joining us, say hi in the chat, give us a thumbs up, click that like button, help us spread awareness about these scams. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just share tons of examples of scams. We let you know which scams are circulating right now, some common scams to watch out for. We're going to go over a total of 19 different scams today. We're on scam number 3 right now, about ready to go on scam number 4. But click that like button, click the heart, let us know in the chat you're watching. Help us spread awareness. Now, subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, more likes we get, the more our content will be shown to people by the algorithm. It'll help us grow. You can also join our free email list, scamaware101.com, and click Join Mailing List. It's free to join. We just send out some scam awareness tips, reminders about when we're going live. We don't abuse the privilege. So join our free mailing list on our website, scamaware101.com. You can also follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. Our username on all of them is scamaware101, but we have links on our site around our homepage if you can't find us. So definitely follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We're trying to get our followers up on Facebook. We need about 25 more followers till we can live stream on there. So if you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, take a minute, hop on over to Facebook and click that follow button. We appreciate it. But again, if it's your first time joining us, click that thumbs up, give us a like, say hi in the chat, let us know how you found us, share your stories. We want to hear your stories with scams. What have you encountered? What have you been targeted by? Have you had to tell a family member or friend that they're being scammed? Have you ever fallen victim to a scam? We want to hear about it in the chat. So tell us in the chat, share your story, let us know. Right now on my screen is just an example of a wrong number scam. And the goal is to get victims to reply and then they gain trust with them. So watch out for wrong number scams. Don't reply. Don't engage. Let's take a look at our next scam. Arrest warrant scams. If you search the headlines for scams, go on the Google News and see what's going on out there, what alerts are coming out recently. There are lots of warnings and alerts about arrest warrant scams. Lots of local law enforcement agencies, sheriff's offices, police stations, they've been posting alerts and warnings about scammers contacting victims, and they're impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued, and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. Right, and again, that follows the whole theme of what these scammers try to do. They try to scare victims. They want them to react quickly. They don't want to give them time to talk to anybody else. And in this case, that's what they're doing. They're threatening their victims with arrest. They're impersonating law enforcement. And here's the thing. When these scammers call, when they call the victim up, and this is important, the caller ID will actually show the sheriff's office's phone number or whichever law enforcement agency they're impersonating. Even though it's a scammer in a whole nother country across the other side of the world, and the caller ID is going to show the sheriff's phone number, right? So you can't trust the caller ID. And lots of victims fall for these scams because they thought they could trust the caller ID. They didn't realize that scammers can manipulate what the caller ID shows. And in this scam, in these arrest warrant scams, we know for a fact that scammers are showing the phone number of the local police department, the sheriff's office. They're showing the phone number on the caller ID when they're reaching out to victims. So they're very convincing, and it's something to be aware of. So if someone calls you up claiming there's an arrest warrant out for your arrest, even if the caller ID shows the phone number of your local police department or whoever, you can't trust it. Can't trust it. Hang up. Well, ask what agency they're calling from. Hang up, and then reach out directly if you want to confirm if there's really an arrest warrant or not. But don't trust an unsolicited phone call from someone claiming to be with the police department, claiming to be a sheriff, and saying that there's an arrest warrant out. We did a video about this scam a month or two ago. It's on our YouTube channel. And something also to be aware of for this scam is that the scammers will give fake paperwork. They will provide court documents that it looks like is an arrest warrant for you, right? They've taken actual court documents and they just manipulate them to show your name on them, right? So there have been warnings from sheriff's offices and law enforcement that this is what the scammers are doing. They're calling their victims. They're showing the phone number on caller ID. They're providing fake paperwork. It can be very convincing. All right, so it's important to be aware of these arrest warrant scams that are circulating. A lot of times, they'll say the reason an arrest warrant is being issued is because you missed jury duty. That's what they'll say. Some key takeaways about these arrest warrant scams. Scammers can manipulate the phone number shown on caller ID. I'm going to say that about 100 more times on this live stream because we got to nail that home. People, they need to realize that the phone number on caller ID can be manipulated. They can't trust it. Scammers provide fake paperwork to convince victims an arrest warrant is real. Right? If someone urges you to make an immediate payment over the phone, it's a red flag. That's what these scammers want you to do. And these law enforcement agencies, they don't take payments over the phone. They actually have to go in and make a payment. If you get a phone call claiming a warrant was issued for your arrest, ask for the name of the organization that issued the warrant, hang up, and call the organization directly. Do not engage with a scammer who contacted you. And again, we're seeing lots of warnings. Law enforcement is really on this one, probably because they're getting impersonated. Law enforcement doesn't like to be impersonated. And in this type of scam, that's what the scammers are doing. They're impersonating the sheriff. They're impersonating law enforcement. And they're trying to trick a victim over the phone to pay fees and fines that aren't real. A lot of times, a jury duty scam works the same way. They call up, they claim you missed jury duty, and it's the same idea. They threaten with arrest if you don't pay the fees immediately over the phone. But it's all part of the scam, and it's important to be aware of. All right, if you just joined us, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We just do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 Eastern Time. And our goal is just to spread awareness. We're showing you all these different types of scams. We're going to share examples of all these different types of scams. That's right. I see Bane in the chat. Good to see you. I see John in the chat. Good to see you. Got some regulars here. Awesome. Always appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet. Awareness is key to avoiding these scams. Knowledge is power, right? If you're aware of what these scammers are doing, you can protect yourself and spot them easily. We'll go over 19 different types of scams on this live stream. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on scam number 6, so we're getting there. Almost about a quarter or a third of the way through. And right now we're going to talk about bank impersonation scams. Bank impersonation scams, this is thriving right now. Scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. This is another example of when the caller ID will display the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer calling. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers who are impersonating the bank. And here's an example of a text message. It's a fake text message that's impersonated the bank. And there's a story behind this text message. It was actually provided to me by a friend. And before they received this text message, immediately before receiving this text message, they received a phone call. They didn't answer the phone call, but the caller ID did show TD Bank's phone number. So it's an example of how these scammers, they're impersonating the bank. They're trying to contact potential victims. And the phone number, it will show the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer. And that's extremely important to be aware of, because when you hear these victims' stories, a lot of times the caller ID is the reason why they fell for this. The caller ID showed the bank's phone number, so they thought they could trust it, and they thought they were really talking to the bank. But they weren't. It was a scammer. So my friend gets the call. She doesn't answer it. right? But the caller ID did show TD Bank's phone number. Immediately after, she gets this text message. And it's an example from a text message claims to be from TD Bank. And it's one of those text messages it's an authorization check, right? It's like, did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. Right? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a response from the victim. And now the victim's going to reply no, because they didn't use the card at Walgreens. They don't realize that there was no transaction. This is all fake. But the idea is the victim is going to reply no. Then the scammer's going to reply back and is going to tell them that your account's been locked, and they're going to start asking all this personal information, or they're going to try to get the victim to call the scammer's phone number. And once the victim is talking to the scammer's going to do everything they can to get into their bank account. They're going to try to log into the bank account. They might send a code to their phone from the bank and tell them they need the code, and that lets the scammer in. But we want to avoid this. We want to avoid even talking to the scammer, right? And that's the point of this. The point is we want you to recognize that this is a scam before you even end up interacting with the scammer, right? And there's a couple red flags of this text message that you know it's a scam, that you could tell it's a scam. And we got confirmation from the bank as well to confirm ways to identify this, right? So you get this text message. There's a couple red flags here. The first red flag is it came from a real phone number, right? See at the top there, phone number? If this had been from the bank, it would have been a 5-digit short code number. It wouldn't have been a phone number. It would have been one of those short 5-digit codes. Right, so that's red flag number 1, that this wasn't from your bank. Red flag number 2 is it doesn't indicate the account. If this had been a real text message from your bank, there would have been an indication of which account they were referencing. It would have said your card ending in these numbers or something along those lines. It would have given an indication of which account that this alert was for. Right, so those are 2 red flags that this wasn't really from the bank. And then the third red flag here is just reading through this message. The capitalization is off, right? That's one of the indicators that something's not right. When you're getting strange spelling or capitalization, like the T in transaction is capitalized for no reason. The R in reply is capitalized for no reason. The N in not is capitalized for no reason, right? So it's punctuation, capitalization, things like that. Those are indicators that it's not really a legit text message. But again, the big ones were that it came from a real number, not the 5-digit code. If this had been from the bank, it would have been from a short 5-digit number, right? And it would have indicated what account it was referencing. So that's a few ways you could tell that this is a fake text message from a scammer. But more importantly, you need to realize that the scammer, they're going to try to call you first. They're going to try to trick you by manipulating a caller ID, right? Then they're going to send this text message to you. They're going to try to really get you. They're determined. And they're going to try multiple ways to impersonate the bank and then trick you. And we didn't even talk about all the emails, the fake phishing emails that claim to be from the bank. So bank impersonation is extremely common right now. In fact, let's read about this victim's story real quick. I feel so stupid. This young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering a trusted Wells Fargo number. Right, so this is what happened in her case. She didn't realize that the caller ID could be manipulated, and she thought it was really Wells Fargo. I did everything that they said to do, and they literally drained my bank account, she explained. Her trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying that I had fraudulent activity on my account, and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle, she recalled. They told me to go onto my account and that I needed to secure my Zelle on my end by sending money that would go back to my account right after. Right, and that's a scam. These scammers called her. They impersonated the bank. The caller ID showed Wells Fargo's number, so she thought she was actually talking to Wells Fargo. The scammer went into that whole fraudulent activity narrative. There's been fraudulent activity under your account. What they do is they tell the victim that they need to move their money so it's safe. They say someone's got access to your account. Someone's making purchases on it, you need to move your money so it's safe. And that's when the scammer instructs them to transfer it to an account that actually belongs to the scammer. And in this case, it was Zelle. They had her use Zelle to transfer the money out of her account. So that's an example of these bank impersonation scams. They're targeting people by email. They're targeting people by phone. They're targeting people by text message. and people are falling for it. So be aware and watch out for that scam. Extremely common right now. Being reported by a lot of people. How we all doing? Welcome to the weekly Scamaware 101 live stream. We do this live stream every week. Go over some common scams. 19 common scams to be exact. Spreading awareness. You can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Say hi in the chat. Click that thumbs up button. Click that like button. Help us spread awareness. So we just talked about 6 common scams. We went over 5 red flags to look out for. Got 13 more common scams coming up to talk about. We started the live stream at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. We do that every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. So we're going on about, what, an hour, 15 minutes? I need to refill my coffee mug here. But we got Scamaware 101 coffee mugs, Traveler cups on our YouTube store. John says someone he knew got hit with, was the bank impersonation scam. You're saying for 5K? Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick 5-minute coffee break like we do. Got to refill my coffee cup here, and then we're going to dive into more scams. We got 1, 2, 3, got like 13 more scams to go over. All good stuff to be aware of. The next batch is good. We got fake order scams, grandparent scams. We got a really cool recording of a scammer to play for you. So lots of good stuff coming up. All right, go fill up my coffee cup here. We'll be back in 5 minutes. If you haven't yet, click that thumbs up. We'll see if we get some more people in here for a second portion of our live stream here. Click that thumbs up, say hi in the chat. And we're going to be back in 5 minutes to continue talking about these scams and dropping some knowledge so you can protect yourself and your loved ones from becoming a victim. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Coffee mug full, ready to go. Oh yeah, John was mentioning they got that bank impersonation scam. They use Zelle too. That's how they got him, was Zelle. Zelle's also a red flag. You know, we talk about Bitcoin and prepaid cards and things like that, but Zelle is also a red flag when it comes to dealing with scammers. You know, somebody asks you to make a payment in Zelle that you don't really know and just met. No, don't trust it. All right. We're going to continue with our live stream here. Welcome back to the second part of our live stream. Going over common scams. We got a total of 19 different common scams that we're going over this week. About a third of the way through here. Went over some common red flags, which we also have a video. If you missed the common red flags portion of this live stream, we have a video on our YouTube channel with those same red flags. So check that video out. Share it with your loved ones. That's where we mentioned the unusual forms of payment like Bitcoin, gift cards, things like that. All right, so let's go over some other more scams here. Fake order scams, or a fake purchase scam. Victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal their personal and financial information. So these fake order scams, very, very common right now. And we're being attacked from all sides when it comes to these. They're attacking us with text messages, claiming a fake order was made. They're attacking us with emails, claiming a fake order was made. They're attacking us with phone calls, claiming a fake order was made. So this scam is circulating a lot, and many people are reporting it and being targeted, and unfortunately are also falling for it. So let me show you a few different examples, because we have all three different types of examples of these fake order scams. First, we'll start off with a text message. Now, multiple people reported this text message to me, the same identical text message. And it says, "We have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store-CA for $143 paid by Apple Pay, pre-authorization." And that goes on to say it looks suspicious, and it has a number to call to cancel the charge. Now, keep in mind, again, this is fake. There was no order placed. Your Apple ID wasn't used for anything, but this is a text message to trick you with a fake order notification. And the idea is they want you to call this number to dispute it. Because most people would get an email or a text message saying that an order was placed. If they didn't do it, they're going to call to dispute it, right? It seems like it makes sense. But the thing is, you call that number, it's actually going to be a scammer. It's going to be a call center full of scammers, just like the tech support scams, waiting for you to call that number. If you call this number, they're going to impersonate customer support, and they might try to access your PC. They'll definitely steal your personal information. But this is all part of how a fake order scam works. It's a fake order notification. And this is a text message example of that. Now notice the example everybody keeps on sending me is the one that says your iCloud ID and was used at Apple Store. So be suspicious of any kind of alerts you get like that. And also notice on this text message, at the bottom, it actually includes a link to apple.com billing. It's a legit link that just links to the billing portion of their website. But the idea is they figure you're going to call the number, right? So they put the real link there just to seem more convincing. But the idea is you're going to call a phone number, and the phone number is going to connect it to a scammer. So that's the text message that is circulating. Be on the lookout for this. Don't trust it. If you ever want to confirm a transaction happened in your Apple account, go log into your Apple account or check your phone app on your phone. But don't call these phone numbers, and don't trust links, even if they do look legit. But this is the text message version of a fake order notification. No order was actually placed. The idea is it just tries to trick you into calling to dispute an order. I also have two other examples. So this is the text message example, but I have two phone recordings of robocalls going around that are part of a fake order scam. The first one is a robocall that it claims a MacBook was purchased under my Amazon account. And it tells me to press 1 to dispute it. If you press 1, you're going to be connected to a scammer. So I'm going to play that recording for you in a minute. And then we have a second one, which is they claim a PlayStation was ordered under my Walmart account, which is also not true and part of a fake order scam. The idea is they want the victim to try and dispute the fake order, and then that's when the scammer does his job. But anyway, let's listen to these fake order notifications, and let me know in the chat if you received any calls like these.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
Now I'm going to play that one more time because I turned the volume midway. I wasn't sure if it was loud enough. I'll play it one more time just in case.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
So that's an example of a scammer. It's a fake robocall, and it's a fake order notification. They're trying to tell you that there's been a MacBook Pro purchased on your Amazon account, and they're trying to trick you into pressing 1 to dispute it. If you press 1, you'll be connected to a scammer. And the thing about these fake order notification scams, they could claim to be for any product and any vendor. In this next example, they claim to be from Walmart and say a PlayStation was purchased. Let's take a listen.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So that's another example of a fake order notification scam. It's a robocall. They're telling you a PlayStation was purchased on your Walmart account, and they try to trick you into pressing 1 to dispute the charge. Press 1, you get connected to a scammer. So those were 2 voicemail recordings, 2 different robocalls that are fake order scams. And here's that text message. That's a fake order scam, impersonating Apple, saying the call to dispute. And then what about email? Well, let's listen to let's read about this victim's story. So August 2nd, 2024. A 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase and was told she had multiple open accounts in her name across various states. She was informed someone was using her identity. Right, so let's stop right there. There's an example of the fake order notification. In her case, she received an email saying she had purchased an iPhone. She didn't purchase an iPhone. That wasn't it was a fake notification. The woman falls for it. She calls the number to dispute it. When she gets on the phone with the scammer, she thinks she's talking to the customer support, but she's actually talking to a scammer. She's told that her identity was stolen and purchases are being made on her account. Right, so that's how these fake order notification scams, they're used to pull the victim in. Right. And then there's a couple more details about how the scam went, so I'll share it with you. It's kind of fascinating, actually. So they inform her someone's using her identity. According to police, scammers then connected the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent who instructed her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. The next day, she was directed to use the money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts. Additionally, the woman sent another $500 card to the scammers. Right, so a bunch of red flags there, especially the gift cards that we mentioned earlier. They're asking the gift cards be sent. But you might be wondering so they tell her that her identity is stolen. How is she convinced to give them the money? Well, that's that narrative that seems to always pop up. They say that your money's not safe because someone has access to your account and you need to withdraw it. You need to withdraw it and send it to us as gift cards, or transfer it to us as Bitcoin, or sell it to us under this account. Right? But the narrative they use is that your money's not safe in the account. In this case, she fell for the fake order notification. She called the number thinking that an order had been placed. Right? She's told her identity was stolen. Her money's not safe in her bank account because somebody has access to it and is making purchases. Right? And then they instruct her to withdraw the money and transfer it to them in some way, usually gift cards or cryptocurrency. And that's how a scam goes. And it moves quick. It moves quick. By the time a person realizes they were scammed, it's too late. So that's a fake order scam. Again, it's important to be aware of that one because we're being targeted from all angles, right? I showed you a text message version. These are all recent versions. I showed you a text message of a fake order scam. I played 2 voicemail recordings of a fake order scam, so they're attacking it by phone, right? We read about the victim who fell for the email version of the scam. So we know that these fake order scams are targeting victims from all angles. So be aware of it, and don't fall for that one. Hey, if you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. Hit that thumbs up, help us spread awareness. That's our goal here at Scam Aware 101. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 Eastern Time. And the goal is just spread awareness of common scams so you can protect yourself and your loved one. This next scam we're going to talk about, grandparent scams. This is I hate these scammers, these grandparent scammers. Terrible people. You know, they're literally targeting the older folks. They're targeting your parents, your grandparents. And how this one works is scammers impersonate a distressed relative claiming to be in jail and needing financial help. Right? Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. So basically, this scammer is calling your grandmother, pretending to be you, then impersonating the police and saying that you need money to be released. And that's how it starts. Once they get that money, they impersonate court personnel and ask for money. Then they impersonate lawyers and ask for money. And they keep on going until there's nothing left. Basically, they want to take everything from your loved ones, everything from your grandparents, everything from your parents. And they're the targets of this scam. So we have a video to share with you. It's a fascinating video, actually. This was taken by one of the scam baiters on YouTube, right? And he actually hacked into the scammer's webcam. He got onto the scammer's device. I think it was a Scam Sandwich, I think is the guy's name that he goes by, the YouTuber. But anyway, we have this video here, and he recorded on the scammer's webcam the scammer in the act of doing a grandparent scam. And it's fascinating because you see him impersonate the daughter. Then you see him impersonate the police officer. So this guy's known as an opener, what we're about to watch right now. He opens the scam. He tells the victim what's going on, you know, the made up story, and then he tells the victim to stand by for a call, right? And that's when closers take over, different scammers take over and try to get the money. But let's take a look at this opener and how this grandparent scam works. And it's fascinating. If you ever wondered how someone could fall for this, watch what this scammer does. Here you go.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. she might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
So that was an actual recording of one of these scammers doing a grandparent scam, and he's known as an opener. Basically, he calls up and he starts off the whole narrative. But that's a fascinating video. Notice how first he impersonates the daughter, right? He does this whole voice where he's like crying, like, "Mom, I've been arrested," right? And then he immediately starts impersonating the police officer right after that. It's like, "Hello, ma'am, your daughter's been arrested," right? So he acts out both, both made up people, right? And then when he switches over to impersonating the police officer, he starts playing police chatter, scanners in the background. So it sounds like he's in a police department, which I thought that was interesting. But then there was a couple of key points to notice. Notice how he tells her, your daughter's phone has been confiscated, right? So that's to try and convince her not to don't bother trying to call, right? Because the phone's been confiscated. All right. And then he says, your daughter is embarrassed and asked to keep this secret, so let's not tell anybody about this. Let's respect her wishes, right? But that's actually that red flag we talked about where he's requesting secrecy, right? And that's really just so she won't talk to anybody and find out it's a scam. And then he tells her to stand by, right? And that's when this would get handed off to a different scammer who's known as a closer. So this guy was actually in the Dominican Republic, and again, this guy's computer got hacked by one of the scam baiters, and he was actually able to record this him actually performing this grandparent scam. The woman didn't get scammed. He was able to reach her and warn her before she gave any money, so that was good. So the woman we just heard, she didn't lose any money. She didn't get scammed. The guy who recorded this was able to get a hold of her and warn her before she was tricked into giving the scammer any money. But this scammer is actually located in the Dominican Republic. And what's interesting about that is we have an article here about a group in the Dominican Republic that was running this scam. Now, I don't know if he was part of this group, but it does talk about these scam call centers in the Dominican Republic that are doing this. And in this case, it was NJ Federal Court charges 3 additional Dominicans a grandparent scam. It's actually 11 individuals total that they're charging. 11 Dominican nationals charged in a 19-count indictment. New Jersey Federal Court. According to indictment, the conspirators engaged in a long-running grandparent or family in need of bail scam against hundreds of seniors across the United States, including in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. Right, so there's 19 of these guys from the Dominican Republic running this grandparent scam. As detailed in court filings, member of the conspiracy, referred to as openers, right? So that's who we just watched in that video, was an opener, called elderly victims in the United States and impersonated the victims' children, grandchildren, or other close relatives. The call centers used technology to make it appear that the calls were coming from inside the United States, right? That's a common theme that comes up. Remember, they can manipulate the phone number. Typically, the victim was told that their grandchild had been in a car accident, was arrested in connection with an accident, and needed help, right? Like we just listened to. Once openers tricked victims into believing their loved ones were in dire trouble, others working at the call centers, known as closers, allegedly impersonated defense attorneys, police officers, or court personnel, and convinced victims to provide thousands of dollars in cash to help their loved ones. The cash was typically retrieved by couriers, including those recruited and dispatched by the defendants. The couriers would pick up the cash from victims' homes, or it would be mailed by victims at the direction of the closers. But yeah, so that's about this group of 11 Dominicans that were part of this whole scam ring at the Dominican Republic. This grandparent scam was what they were doing. just like the video we watched. So it's important your loved ones are aware of this scam. How you all doing? If you just joined in, say hi in the chat. Click that thumbs up. Give us a like. It'll help spread awareness of these scams. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content will be shown to new viewers and spread by the algorithm. So help us out. If you haven't clicked the like button yet, take a moment, hit the like, and subscribe to our channel. It's free, and we share useful scam awareness videos to help you protect yourself and your loved ones. Just putting something good out there. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Go over common scams. Today we're going over 19 common scams, and we're showing you many, many examples of each to help you recognize when you're being targeted by one of these scams. You can visit our website. You can join our free email list. Go to scamaware101.com and click Join Mailing List. It's free to join, and we'll send you reminders when we're going live, and we'll send you some other useful scam awareness tips from time to time. You can also follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We need some more followers on Facebook, though. So if you haven't followed us yet, take a moment, follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/scamaware101. If you can't find us, we have links right to our profiles right on our website here. Around the homepage, there's links to all our social media pages. To continue to go over some more scams here. Let's see how deep in we are. We got 19 total. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're on number 9. We're almost halfway through here. All right, so the next scam we're going to talk about and show you some examples of. Undeliverable package scam. Now this one picks up more during the holidays since there's so many packages being sent and received, but it does go on, all year long as well. But it does pick up more during the holidays, and some of you may have experienced this scam or heard about it during the holidays, the recent holidays, because it was extremely common. It was spreading like crazy. And it's important to be aware of this one. So, undeliverable package scams. Victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by the scammers. There never was a package. All right. So that's the undeliverable package scam. Basically, victims, let me show you, we're going to actually show you two versions. We're going to show you a text message version and an email version. So let's start with the text message version. Victims get a text message like this. Due to an invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered, but it has been suspended due to incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address before 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. To delivery, because it spelled it wrong, to deliver your package, please update your address by clicking the link below. Now in this example, there's all sorts of spelling mistakes, so it sticks out as a scam more than a lot of these other examples will show. But you get the point. You get a text message. It says you have a package. They can't deliver it, and they want you to click this link to verify your info. But it's fake. It's a scam. If you click that link, you'll be taken to a fake website that tries to steal your credit card details. Let me show you a couple more examples of this undeliverable package scam. Here's another one, similar to the last one. The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse. It cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address in a link within 12 hours. And then it has a link to a fake website. Now, if you go to this fake website, it could look something like this. Here's the example of one of these fake websites. And it has USPS's logo, their colors. It looks pretty convincing, right? I mean, it looks legit, to be honest. But it asks your shipping information and it asks payment information. But it's all fake. It's going to steal whatever information gets entered. Here's another one. This one's a little less convincing, but they put the logo on here and redelivery fee of $3. And the idea is they want people to be like, oh, it's $3, whatever it is, pop in their info. But they don't realize that it's actually getting stolen. A couple more examples. This one was sent to me. It's actually a group text that they named to USPS. So they did that to kind of appear more legit, I guess. Because I get this text and it says USPS across the top. But then it says, you know, the package does not have a house number. Please update. Click a link. And then there's another example where a text message comes in, but it has an attachment. Right? This first one has an HTML file attached. Has USPS's logo. And this other one has a PDF file attached. The same deal with USPS's logo. In these cases, if the attachments were opened, they'd have a link to those fake websites. But you never want to open attachments in unsolicited text messages, unsolicited emails. You never want to open attachments like these because it could be a virus. It could be malware. It could be worse than just a link to a dangerous website. So, but in this case, it links to a dangerous website that tries to steal your information. But it's an example of these undeliverable package notifications that try to trick the victims. Again, this one picks up a lot during the holidays. I was getting one of these every other day, like when November came around. November, December, January. And then it kind of slowed down a little bit, but they'll be picking up again. So be aware of them. In fact, there's this little story that I like to share regarding this scam. In August last year, here's a Wired article. USPS text scammers, scammers run a scam, duped his wife, so he hacked their operation. Right, so this guy's wife she fell victim to this undeliverable package scam, and she fell for it. She gave the credit card details, and her husband, I guess he's got skills, and hacked the scammers that were sending out these text messages, these USPS text messages, undeliverable package, right? And he found out some fascinating information. Right, first of all, he found out that it was a Chinese-speaking operation, and they were sending over 100,000 scam text messages per day. So that gives you an idea of the capabilities of these scammers. They're sending out 100,000 scam text messages per day, and this is just one group, one organization that he got into. In total, he found that people entered 438,669 unique credit cards. So that's almost 500,000 unique credit cards that these scammers were able to get from people. Many people entered multiple cards each, and more than 50,000 email addresses were logged, including hundreds of university email addresses and 20 military or government email domains. So military and government people were falling for this scam. It says California had the state with the most, 141,000 entries. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how profitable these scams have been for these scammers. I mean, they literally were able to get almost 500,000 unique credit cards from people running this scam. And this article is back from August, so who knows how much more they've been able to get since then. And their capabilities, right? Sending out 100,000 scam text messages per day. So that's why you got to keep your guard up. This is what we're up against. Call centers full of scammers. The latest technology blasting out hundreds of thousands of text messages, emails, robocalls, right? So that's the text message version of these undeliverable package scams. Let me show you the email version. So this version of the scam, it kind of came and went real quick. Excuse me. It popped up around the holidays around the same time, and it's an email version of an undeliverable package scam. But in this case, what it does, and you can see one of the emails that impersonates FedEx on my screen. In this case, what it does is instead of saying you need to pay for redelivery, it's offering you a compensation product of up to $100 in value. right? So basically they're saying, hey, we're FedEx. Your package is delayed. We're sorry. Click here to get a free product worth $100. And we received this email November 16th, 2024. This is right around the holidays, Black Friday, all that. And a week later, here's one that impersonates UPS. It's the same deal. We're sorry. Your package appears to be missing. Get your compensation now. It's offering a product up to $100 value. This is a scam. FedEx, UPS, they don't offer free gifts if if a package is delayed. It'd be nice if they did, but they don't. And what happens is if you click on these links, you're actually going to be taken to these fake websites that are offering these products to you. But they're going to say you still have to pay for shipping. And that's how they steal your information. They steal it through with a fake offer. So what's interesting about this, it takes a classic spin of an undeliverable package scam, right? And they email you, package delayed. But then they put a twist on it and they turn it into a fake retail scam, right? Because you click that link and you're going to be taken to this fake retail website, which I'm going to share with you right now. And that's a different type of scam all on itself. So I'm going to show you some examples of a fake retail website scam. And this is just one of the many ways that you can be directed to a fake retail website. You get an email like this saying there's a compensation product. You get an email saying it's a free offer. And they try to redirect you to these fake retail websites. So I'm going to show you screenshots of the fake retail website that this actually linked to. So here's one of the compensation products that was offering. So he's got the Black Friday banner across the top. Now notice there's no mention of like FedEx or UPS anymore at this point. Now this is just its own fake retail website, and that initial scam was a way to deliver you here. But you could be sent to these fake retail websites in many different ways. There could be ads on social media like Facebook. Scammers purchase ads all the time, and they could direct you to these fake retail websites. You can see free offers, emails, things like that they're actually from scammers, and they're directing it to these websites. Sponsored links on Google, right? Scammers will purchase sponsored listings on Google, and they'll redirect people to fake retail websites like this. And one of the giveaways is they're offering you this product that they claim, in this case, wireless headphones. They're offering it to you for $8. They say it's the cost of shipping, but they say it's valued at $175, right? And that's kind of the giveaway. It's one of those things that's too good to be true, right? So if you start seeing offers like this where they're claiming to give you something that's worth $175, just pay $9 shipping, right? That's sketchy. That's sketchy. So look into offers like that. Most of the time, they're going to be scams. Let me show you another one. And a lot of times, these scammers, they'll use hot items, like items that are popular at the moment. Here's another one, a portable heater. And you can see it has the same fake Black Friday sale banner and same offer. Just pay for shipping, and you're going to get this free heater that's supposedly $175. But the sites could actually steal your info. Any shipping information and payment information you enter, they're going to steal it. Here's one more example of these fake retail website. And this one offers earbuds, wireless earbuds, which were a pretty hot item, right? And it's the same deal. Just pay for shipping, $869. And this is a value of $175. But it's a scam. They'll steal whatever information you enter in here, and you'll never get the product. So if you're going to fall for this, or you're going to trust it, do your due diligence first. Meaning, go to Google, see if there's any reviews about this website. Type into website, see what people are saying. Try to find some reliable reviews and words if you're gonna at least enter your personal information. You don't want to go entering it into a site that has no reviews and no history and no information about it. And in this case, when I looked up all these sites, which by the way, they use different domain names, right? One says luxuryproductportal.com, another says technojoyhaven.com. When I looked up those names at the time, nothing came up. Nothing bad, nothing good. And when nothing comes up, that's just as bad as something bad coming up. Right? If nothing comes up, that means that this is a brand new site. It was just put up now, probably for the purpose of a scam. And that's what was happening in this case. So these are just examples of fake retail websites. Becomes more common during the holidays, but they're around, all year round. They're being used. And really, just the way to be suspicious is you just need to be suspicious of offers that are too good to be true. And then again, try to do some research into anybody that you're going to purchase from. If it's not a known retailer and you've never used them before, do some research and see what you're dealing with. Got a couple more scams to go over. If you're just joining us, say what's up in the chat. Say hi. Let us know you're watching. I see some more the viewer count going up. Awesome. Always love seeing some new faces in here. Click that thumbs up. Give us a like. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday. And the goal is just to spread awareness about these scams. So you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. You join our free email list by going to our website, scamaware101.com, and clicking Join Mailing List. We'll send you reminders when we're going to be live and some useful scam awareness tips. Won't send you junk mail. We won't abuse the privilege, I promise, and you can unsubscribe at any time. But check it out, scamaware101.com, click Join Mailing List. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. A lot of the scams that we're discussing tonight and showing you examples of, we actually have videos made for them already. And a lot of the examples we're showing you are in those videos as well. So take a moment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Later on, you go through those videos, you share them with your loved ones. If there's a specific scam that we're going over that you think they should be aware of. We have the video about red flags as well, those 5 red flags that we kicked off the live stream with. So you have that video on there that you can share too. Our YouTube channel. So check it out, click subscribe, hit that like button. And hopefully we could all spread some awareness of these scams, Help some people avoid becoming victims. Because these scams are getting more and more convincing. They're using AI. And they're only become more and more convincing as technology advances. So awareness is key. So let's take a look at our next scam here. It's basically a fake gift card received email. Basically, victims receive an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on their device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. So basically, you get an email that says your $50 gift card is here. And in this case, it says your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. Instead of just clicking a link and attempting to activate the card, because you don't know if this is real or not. You don't know if a scammer sent this to you. Confirm with the person who supposedly sent you the card, right? So if this says, in this case, it says it's an employee rewards card. So you would confirm with your employer if they actually sent you a rewards card, right? Because this type of generic email could just be sent out on a mass scale. And scammers will send this type of email out to trick people into clicking a link and getting a virus or providing personal and billing information, right? So, and then the other thing is, if it says it's from a family member, confirm with your family member first. Reach out to them. Hey, did you send me a gift card? You did? All right, cool. And then click it and activate it. Awareness is key. We get these types of scams all the time, especially in email, which we also did an email series on phishing scams as well on our YouTube channel. About 20 different examples of email scams. So that's worth checking out too a little later. Cool, I see some more people in the chat. Mr. Steve Shantz. This guy. That's some great advice. Steve. Document those scams for me while you're getting scammed, and I'll make some videos. We could share them. We could share them with the world. Why you gotta get scammed and not share your experience with everybody, right? That's all for nothing. All right, cool. So let's see, how many scams we up to? We got 19 different types of scams that we're gonna cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just did scam number 11, so we got 8 more to go. But before we go over more scams, we're going to take a look at some tools and software that's going to be extremely useful and help with online scams and scams in general. If you're just joining us, hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet. You know, the more likes we get, the more subscribes we get, the more our content will be shown to new viewers. And that's our goal, spread awareness. And one of the things we do is spread awareness, besides this live stream every week, is we're trying to build out our website with a lot of useful information as well. So we're building out a scam knowledge base. You can see right here. We've got about 10 scams in there right now, but we want to build it out a lot more. We have a list of about 50 more scams to get added in here. But you can see the list of scams we have here, and you can click on them. There's a tech support scam, and has the link to our video about tech support scams. So we're going to get this built out a lot more with more examples, and we want to make a go-to resource for seeing scam examples and what's going on. And then one of the other things on here is our tools and software page. Now let's take a minute to show you what's on here, because this is some extremely useful tools. They're all third-party tools. These aren't, maintained or created by ScamAware, but these are all third-party tools that are known to be useful and we could recommend to you. And what we're going to start out with here is actually data breach lookup tools. The first 4 links that we have on our online tools page here are data breach lookup tools. And let me tell you why these are important. Each of these, you could pop in your email address or your phone number. And what it does is it comes back and it tells you the data breaches, the third-party data breaches that your email address and phone number have been exposed in, right? And along with that, it tells you what other information was exposed, including your passwords, address, billing information. And it's important to know that, because if you're using passwords and you don't realize they've been exposed, and then you're vulnerable, right? And again, these are third-party tools. I can recommend these 4 links right here. So definitely check them out. It's on our online tools and software page. You pop in your info, check out each of these. They all come back with additional info. They might try to sell you something afterwards, like identity theft monitoring, but that's not the point. You can still run the scans for free and see what information is out there. You'll be shocked. You'll probably be shocked to find out how much of your personal information has been exposed. Because just talking about the data breaches that occurred last year, right? The United Healthcare breach. I think it was something like 2/3 of the country's health information has been exposed, right? There was a giant, background service that got breached, and our social security numbers. Almost everybody's social security number in the country has been breached and exposed. So it's important to realize that this information is out there, and that this information is going to be used by scammers against you, right? Because, for example, the healthcare breach, right? Now that scammers have all that healthcare information about you, they could call you. They can impersonate your doctor. They can impersonate your pharmacy. They can impersonate your health insurance, because now they know all that information about you because of this third-party breach that happened. And again, that's why it's important you need to know what's been exposed about you, because you need to know what they're going to use against you, right? So I highly recommend that go to our website, scamaware101.com, click the online tools and software page, and the first 4 links right here, they're just 4 free breach lookup tools. You can put your email address into some of them. Some are email address and phone number. For the ones that let you do both, definitely do both. See what they got on email address, see what they got on phone number. And it's important to know. Okay, so check out those links, and you'll know what the scammers are going to use against you. Because that's the big problem with these breaches. The big problem with these breaches is the data that they have about you forever now. There's some useful software that we have linked on this page as well. We actually got approved as an affiliate for NordPass and NordVPN, and also for Malwarebytes. So if you're looking to have a password manager, which is also extremely important, there's a link here. You get a really good deal on NordPass. Use this link, you get 56% off plus 3 extra months. It ends up being for $35. You get 2 years of NordPass. $35. Right, so you can't beat that. So if you're thinking about, you need a password manager, or you're thinking about getting NordPass, you might as well use this link that we have and get a big savings, a big deal on it. Right, right on our online tools and software page. Same deal for NordVPN. You can use a VPN to cover your IP address, which means all this data that's being associated with your IP address, it makes it impossible to cross-reference it. Got a little technical there, but the point is the VPN could help hide all this personal information about you that's out there that you don't realize. And there's a useful link here. You get 72% off. So if you need a VPN or you want to get NordVPN, use this link, get a nice deal. And again, we get a little bit of a cut because we're affiliates for those guys. But I recommend the software. I've used it. I stand behind it. It's good. It's good software. Otherwise, I won't put these links here. And then we also have a link to Malwarebytes Premium, which is real-time virus protection. So if you want to pay for the premium version, we have a link here. Get 25% off. Again, just putting it out there. If you're considering it, use our link, get a discount, and then we get a little affiliate cut too. It helps. Also on this page, on our online tools and software page, we have free software listed here. Some of the software, we have a Malwarebytes Browser Guard. So I've been using this for a couple months now. And it's pretty useful. It blocks a lot of ads. It blocks a lot of junk when browsing the internet. It's pretty good. So it's free browser plugin or extension. Right? Just go to Malwarebytes Browser Guard. You can install it in your Chrome browser or Firefox, wherever you use. And I like it. It's been working for me. And blocks a lot of ads and scams on websites. Malwarebytes free. I mentioned the premium version above. The difference is the premium version gives you real-time protection. Malwarebytes free, it's an on-demand protection. I mean, you have to manually run your scans. But it's a good tool. So if your computer's running slow, you think you might have some malware on there, you can download Malwarebytes free, and you can run a scan on your computer. It'll clean it up if it finds anything. Been using that software for years. It's extremely good, extremely reliable. And again, it's the free version. It doesn't have real-time protection, but you can still manually run scans and see if you find and repair anything that finds. And then, if you insist on having free antivirus, here's a link to one called Bitdefender Antivirus. It's free. It's good. Real-time protection. It gets a little annoying sometimes. It has a pop-up to try and get buy the paid version. But other than that, it's a good antivirus. It's got great reviews, and it's better than not having any antivirus. Right. So, if you already have a premium antivirus, keep that. But if you have no antivirus, this is a good free one that's better than having nothing. Right. So we have the link there too. I don't get anything from you downloading this software. It's just recommended and useful. So we'll put it here. Another section that we have around the page is reverse image lookup tools. What's a reverse image lookup tool? Right. Well, you could take an image, you pop it in, and it'll tell you if it finds the image anywhere else on the internet. This is useful for romance scams. Right. Whoever you're talking to on a dating website, or someone sends you a picture of themselves, what you can do is you can take that picture and you can run it through these reverse image searches. And if it finds results on other websites, that means the person you're talking to probably stole those images. They're probably using someone else's images, and that's not really who they say they are. So this definitely should be used for anybody you're dating or you're talking to on a dating website. Anybody where you're starting to get romantic with from a distance, right? Run their pictures. See if there's any results found for their pictures. And that could help. That's one way to at least maybe identify if you're dealing with a scam or a fake profile or someone. So those are reverse image lookup tools. We have them again on our online tools and software page. And we have a couple links to some website safety lookup tools. I mentioned earlier about those fake retail websites and how you want to do your due diligence, see if there's reviews and things like that. Here's some tools you could use. There's a link to Norton SafeWeb. Again, these are web-based tools. You don't got to download anything, but there's Norton SafeWeb. You just type the website in, and it'll tell you if it's got any reviews or any ratings. Google Safe Browsing. You could check a website if it's detected as unsafe or dangerous to visit. Virus Total. It'll tell you if the website has been reported with malware or any other breaches. So here's just a couple tools that you could check a website with. And then the last couple links we have on our tools and software page are these scam tracker maps and scam tracker tools. One is from the BBB, and the other is from AARP. These are cool, but we're going to actually go over these a little later. I usually close out the live stream with, I'll bring up the AARP scam tracking map, and we'll see what's being reported throughout the country. It's a really cool tool, and it's a good way to measure what type of scams are circulating and picking up throughout the country. So again, these are all links that we have on our online tools and software page on scamaware101.com. And again, definitely, if anything, go check out those data breach tools. Right, you just go to each of these links and put in your email address or your phone number and see what data has been exposed about you. These 4 links, they're good, they're reliable sources, so you could trust it, and they're free. Again, they might try to sell you identity monitoring afterwards, but they're still free to run the scans and to see what kind of information about you is exposed. So definitely check that out. It's important to be aware of. And that's it for our online tools and software page. We're going to get into some more scams momentarily. Got a bunch more to go here. Got some Social Security scams, IRS scams, some discount scams. We've got some snail mail scams, right? Because scammers are still using postal. They're still using postal service to scam people. So you need to be aware of those too. Got a whole bunch of recent examples of actual letters, physical letters that people are receiving in the mail. Excellent. I see some more people in the chat. Good to see you. Got Mr. Shanson there. Got Lindsay Stafford. Got Dave Cruz. A couple familiar names. A couple names don't recognize. Looks like Lindsay's first time here. If she's still here, good to see you. Yeah, if you're just joining us for the first time, we do this live stream every week. My name is Jared with Scamaware 101. And our goal is just to spread awareness of scams. And we do that by creating videos, doing these live streams. In this live stream, we're showing 19 different types of scams, and we're showing many different examples of each, including text message scams, email scams, phone scams. And these are all scams that are circulating now. They're all common scams. A lot of examples we're showing are recent, within the past few months, past year or so. And they're all circulating now and important to be aware of. So if you haven't clicked that like button, hit that like button. Help us spread awareness of these scams. You know, the more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content will be shown to their viewers. So you can help us spread awareness by clicking that like button if you haven't yet. You can also join our free mailing list. It's on our scamaware101.com. You click join mailing lists. It's a free mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going to be live. Some useful scam awareness tips. We won't abuse the privilege, I promise. You can unsubscribe at any time. We're going to get into some more scams in 1 minute here. And let us know in the chat. Let us know what scams you've encountered, what scams you're seeing. You know, did you fall for a scam? You spotted any red flags? Have you heard any horror stories lately about your friends falling for scams? You know, let's share the info. Let's help everybody out. But let's get into some more examples here. So Social Security scams. Social Security impersonation scams have been a problem for a while now. And Social Security has been warning us. There's tons of warnings on their websites about these scammers impersonating Social Security. Even on the physical mail that they're sending out, in the envelopes, there's a warning that says, you know, watch out for scammers. So scammers impersonating Social Security is very real. It's been going on for years, and it's something to watch out for. And there's a few different scams that these Social Security scammers do, but one of them is fraudsters impersonate Social Security officials, claiming there's issues with the victim's number or benefits. They threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. So that's one version of a Social Security scam, right? It's claiming that there's an issue and threatening that you need to make payment, right? But another version we have here is actually a notification email from Social Security, and it's claiming to be a report. And this example was provided about a month or two ago in February. And here's how it actually looks on the phone. It's tricky to spot as a scam on the phone. It doesn't show you the email address unless you click on the name. And then the link here, it looks like it links to SSA.gov, but it actually doesn't. But it can be misleading on the phone. This is how the email looks on the phone. And basically it says, to see your statement, please download the file from this link. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration services. And it says, there's a little note at the bottom. This file works on computers only. All right. But what's actually going on here, if we look at this email on the computer, you see a little bit more. First of all, you see the from email address, the actual email address. And you can see it's not from SSA.gov. It's from a foreign email address. So this one's a lot easier to spot on a computer. Then, in the text here, if you move the mouse over the link, the one that looks like it's SSA.gov, you could see it actually points to a fake website. It doesn't really point to SSA.gov. So what happens is if you click on this link, you're actually going to download a virus onto your computer, which is why they have that little note at the bottom. This file works on computers only. Right? They want as many people as possible to download this virus onto their computer. But this is an example of an email that's impersonating Social Security and trying to get you to install malware on your device. Now, a lot of Social Security scams also happen on the phone. In fact, those are the more common ones, where a scammer calls you on the phone and says they're with Social Security and tries to get a payment, claiming something's wrong. But the example we're showing you here is a different type of scam, and it's an email one. It tries to trick you that it's a report from Social Security, and it tries to trick you into downloading it. So be aware of Social Security scams. They're circulating on the phone, circulating by email. They're a common scam. They've been around for a while, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And by the way, the more that Social Security is talked about in the media, the more these scammers are going to use Social Security scams. Scammers pay attention to what topics are in the media. So if they know there's going to be changes to Social Security, or there's talk about changes to Social Security, the scammers take advantage of that, and they send out fake emails and fake notifications about Social Security. This is an example of that happening. So be aware of Social Security scams, and don't fall for those. Seeing some more people here. Hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. Say hi in the chat. It's good to see everybody here. Thank you for joining. Next scams. Got a couple IRS scams. IRS and tax season scams. So tax and IRS impersonation scam. Fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. They often demand payment by an untraceable method. So that's one version of a tax and IRS impersonation scam, right? Where they call you up, they claim there's a problem, and you got to make a payment. Similar to the Social Security scam we just talked about. But there's another version of this scam, and that's this text message that's circulating. And it's circulating right now, this tax season. We were warned about this one from the IRS. They actually posted a warning this tax season about this text message that's circulating. And the text message says, you are eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 to 2 business days. And then it has a link to a fake website. The website has irs.gov in the name, but that's not actually the website. See, it looks like, at first glance, it looks like it's irs.gov, but it continues, .subsidy-ion.com. It's a little trick they're trying to use to fool people into clicking that link. But basically, if you get this text message that says you have a $1,400 economic impact payment, it's a scam. The IRS isn't sending out these text messages. This isn't how they would notify you, first of all. But they have warned us specifically about this exact scam, offering $1,400 economic impact payment. So be aware of this scam. And what's interesting about this text message scam is that a couple years ago, the IRS warned us about the same scam, except it was an email version of the scam, which is a good thing to remember, that any type of email scam can pretty much be adapted to be a text message scam too. And vice versa. Any text message scam can pretty much be adapted to be an email scam as well. So just because it comes as one way or another doesn't mean you could trust it. Whether it's an email, whether it's text message, you have to keep your guard up and remain suspicious. So again, this is an example of a text message currently circulating, the IRS warned us about. So if you get a text message about a $1,400 economic impact payment, it's a scam. A few more scams here. This next example of a scam, it's an IRS and tax season type scam, but it's different from an IRS impersonation scam. You also have to watch out for these tax forgiveness scams. And these are third parties. They claim to be a tax forgiveness company or an accountant, and they claim that you have back taxes, but they can help you if you call back right away. So I'm going to actually play a recording for you right now of one of these scams that's circulating.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick. And I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
So that's a fake tax forgiveness scam. It's a robocall that's circulating right now. It was reported to me by multiple people, and I even received one of those calls myself. And the thing, there's a few things to be aware of that type of scam, right? First of all, it's calling everybody saying you have back taxes owed regardless, right? It's using fear to make somebody say, oh no, do I have back taxes owed? In fact, one of the people that reported this call to me, they received this call right after they had filed their taxes. So the first thing that came to their mind was, did I do something wrong? Did I file it wrong? Do I owe taxes? And that's what the idea of these phone calls are meant to do. They're meant to trick someone, to make them get into fear, like, oh, do I owe taxes? What did I do wrong? Right. I received a few different variations of this call, and also had a few different variations reported to me by people. Yeah, that's very common during tax season, these types of tax forgiveness scams. In fact, I'm going to play it for you one more time.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick. And I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you.
So a couple things there to point out too, right? First of all, the voicemail said it's the Activation Department. Like, what does that even mean? So that's a red flag right there. That's not something legit. And the other thing was, it says you got to call back this week. And keep in mind, I received this call months ago. It wasn't like it was tax day or anything. But it says you got to call back within this week. So they're trying to get a sense of urgency. And so they're trying to scare the victim. They're trying to give some sense of urgency where, like, we can take care of this, but you got to call us back with this week. And those are all indicators that you're dealing with a scam. So be on the lookout for these tax forgiveness scams during tax season. And that phone call is an example of what's circulating right now. Let me know in the chat if you got hit with any of those phone calls we just played for you. If you're first time here, say hello in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. We need as many likes and subscribers as we could get here. Trying to spread awareness of these scams. The next example of a scam is also another phone call. And this one's offering a fake discount on a service that you're supposedly already subscribing to. Comcast. It calls up that they're impersonating Comcast. And this is a scam. I received this call. I don't have Comcast. But if you do have Comcast, you might fall for this scam. So let's take a listen here.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
So that was a fake discount telling me that my 50% discount is going to expire for Comcast. And it's saying to call back the number on the screen, which is always a red flag. If you get a voicemail or a robocall like this saying the call back number on screen, that's suspicious, right? That's an indicator that you're dealing with a scammer. In fact, some of the other voicemails I played earlier did the same thing, saying call back number on screen. And you can't trust that. That's a scam. So watch out for these fake discount scams. They're going to try to get you to call back, and they're going to try to steal your personal information. They're circulating now. I mean, that was a recording just from a few weeks ago. How we all doing out there? Welcome to our weekly live stream. We're getting through here. We got 19 total scams, and we have 4 more left. We're on the last 4 scams we have, and they're actually snail mail scams. These are fun because I'll show you actual examples of these snail mail scams still being sent through the post office, arriving in people's mailboxes at home. You know, a lot of us get so used to being scammed through email and text message, we forget that we're being targeted through regular mail as well. So it's important to be aware of these scams too. So if you're just joining, hit that heart, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. Just take a quick 5-minute coffee break, last break before we do the final portion of our live stream here. If you haven't clicked that like button yet, help us out. Click that like button. The more likes we get, the more our content will be shown to new viewers. Help us spread awareness. All right, we're back in 5 minutes, and we've got about 1 more hour left of the live stream. All right. I drink too much coffee during these live streams. That's why I always end up staying up all night. The sacrifices I make for the people. All right. We're going to continue with this live stream. If you're just joining, welcome to our live stream. We do this every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jared with Scamware 101. And our mission is to share and spread awareness of scams. All these common scams. We go over 19 different scams on our live stream tonight. We're on our last 4 here. But a lot of these scams, if you missed them, we have separate videos we created. They're on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out those videos later. A lot of the examples and the slides we use are all from those videos as well. But if you haven't clicked that thumbs up yet, give us a like, click that thumbs up. Help us spread awareness. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more YouTube will show our content. And by spreading awareness, our goal is to help you recognize these scams and protect yourself and your loved ones from becoming victims. So let's get to the last portion of our live stream here. We've got 4 more scams to share with you. And these last 4 scams are actually snail mail scams, meaning that you receive them through the post office. Actual physical letters. Those type of scams. Physical letters, postcards. Because those are actually still pretty popular right now, believe it or not. So let's get started with the free gift postcard scam. And in this example is a gift card. Well, a postcard that you receive in the mail, and it's offering you wireless earbuds. But it's a scam, and it's going to steal your personal information. So not only could this count as a free gift postcard scam, this could also count as a QR code scam. And it's important to be aware of QR codes. That's a whole different type of scam in itself. And you should never trust a QR code or scan a QR code that isn't from someone you trust and that you don't know. It's the same thing as clicking links. When you get emails, you can't just click the links. You can't just click any link. They need to be from trusted contacts. And QR codes are the same way. It's the same thing as clicking a link. So if you're going to scan a QR code, make sure it's from someone you trust. And that shouldn't be a random postcard that you receive in the mail, like the one you see on the screen here. But notice how it also offered free wireless earbuds. Earlier, as part of the fake retail website examples, one of the pages it was offering wireless earbuds. Right? It was offering just pay for shipping. And this is another example of how scammers will use popular items that people are looking for, and they integrate them in their scams. So we have an example of a postcard offering free earbuds. We have an example of a fake retail website offering free earbuds. So be suspicious of random postcards that you get in the mail offering you free things. Be suspicious of anything that includes a QR code from an unsolicited letter with a QR code. Don't trust it. The next example of a snail mail scam is a fake inheritance scam. Victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative, but to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. This type of inheritance scam, it targets individuals in many ways. We've seen email inheritance scams, phone call inheritance scams, but in the example we're going to show here is the actual letter version of the scam. You can see it's on a piece of paper. It has a logo, header, letterhead. Has a law office name, kind of looking legit. And you see it's actually dated November 29th, 2024. So you can see that this is a recent scam. This scam's circulating. It was circulating, less than half a year ago. Hasn't been a year yet. So, and the way the scam works is it's just a very professional sounding letter, and it claims that someone related to you with the same name, the same last name, died from COVID, and there's an inheritance of $10 million. And this letter's from a law office that's claiming to take care of the whole process and handle it. And they close out the letter with, "This is 100% risk-free. I do have all necessary documentation to expedite the process in a highly professional and confidential manner." The red flag number 1 mentions confidential. "I will provide all the relevant documents to substantiate your claim as a beneficiary. This claim requires a high level of confidentiality." The red flag again, confidentiality. "And it may take up to 30 business days from the day I receive your consent." And what was interesting about this scam is the person that it was sent to, it actually had their name here to the deer. It had their name listed here. And then for the name that it inserted in the letter, it used the same last name. So this letter is being mass sent out, but the names are just being inserted for whoever the contact is. And we did a quick Google, and we found plenty of other people reporting the exact same letter, receiving the exact same fake letter. But it's an example of how these inheritance scams are circulating. And the fact that it arrives through regular mail, it might make the victim feel it's more legit too. Like, wow, this must be real if I received it in the mail. But it's important to realize that scammers are still using the mail, and something like this is a very common scam. And what happens is, the whole idea is, if you interact with this scammer, they're impersonating a law firm. If you interact with them, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you you need to pay fees and taxes to claim the insurance. And then when you do that, they're going to steal it, and then you're never going to get any kind of payment. So watch out for these types of scams. Again, they circulate in many ways. Email as well, but this example is of an actual letter received through a postal service. Got 2 more scams to go. Who's still with me? Hit that heart, hit that thumbs up, give us a like. We'll be wrapping up soon. Last chance to give us a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe too. All right, our next scam is a fake renewal or subscription scam. Victims are notified about renewals for subscriptions they don't have and prompted to provide payment information to cancel. Scammers use this to steal funds. So that's one version of this. And in the digital age, you'll get a lot of these emails that claim there's a billing issue and to click here, or your subscription's expired, click here. A lot of those are scams. You got to watch out for those, especially emails. But in this version, this is an actual letter received. Again, we're showing you snail mail versions here. So you see this letter was received. Looks all legit, logo. And the wording may be in a way where they could get away with making it look this way. But the way the letter is it looks like it's renewal. Right? It has a return by this date. It looks like it's some kind of marketing service, or you have to insure your listing. And it makes it look like this is more of a renewal. But what you're actually doing is you're supposedly, according to this, you're buying a new service. Do you actually get it? I don't know. But it's made to look like it's a renewal, and the idea is to trick people into thinking that they have to renew this. And a lot of times businesses are targeted with this. A lot of times businesses, they'll receive a small bill like for $289, and finance will just be like, whatever, no, just pay it, thinking it's a renewal that needs to be paid. But individuals will also get hit with this type of scam. In this case, it's targeting website owners. It had a website listed here. But there was some research done to this company too, and it just seems to be a whole big scam behind the scenes that's been around for years. But the whole point of this example is just to kind of give you an idea of these fake renewal letters you might get. So watch out for fake renewal scams. This last example, this is a good one. This one's a fun one. And it's more of a recent scam. We just started reporting about this one the past week or two. But it's actually a fake secret shopper, secret survey scam. I thought this was interesting. So here's a letter. Impersonates Walgreens, CVS. And it basically says, congratulations for your achievement. You've been selected for a secret survey assignment, right? And you're basically offering to pay for this person to go be a secret shopper and to purchase gift cards, right? There's a red flag, gift cards. So what they do is you get this letter. It says you've been accepted in this program, and it actually has a check attached to it. It says the check included in this letter represents $1,987, which covers the assignment bills, evaluation costs, and your survey and commission payment of $400. So basically they're saying, here's a check, $400 of it is going to be, yours, and then plus the $1,500 for the gift cards. And the idea is they're supposed to go to these stores, purchase gift cards. Once they purchase and provide the gift cards, the check will be authorized. But the check never gets authorized. So the victim thinks, okay, this is great. I got to go purchase 3 gift cards and I get to keep $400. Excellent. They go purchase the gift cards. They provide them to the scammer. And then the scammer disappears. They don't activate the check, or the check's fake. It doesn't work. And now the victim is out. He's out $1,500, or no, he's out $1,200, whatever, however many gift cards they ask him to buy. Yeah, $1,500. Completing your assignment within 24 hours will earn you a $250 bonus on your next assignment. So it's trying to convince the victim to, hurry up and do it quick. We'll get more money if you get it done within 24 hours. And then they have a list of stores that they could buy the gift cards from: Walgreens, Best Buy, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, Family Dollar, a few more, Walmart. Purchase of cashier's check, Apple gift card. So it tells them to purchase Apple gift cards, it looks like. Yeah. Purchase $1,500 in Apple gift cards. So they get this letter like they've been accepted, and you can make $400. Just run out and purchase a few gift cards. And then at the end, it says that any of the stores, under no circumstances should you acknowledge that you are evaluating their services. Right? There's that request for secrecy, the red flag that we mentioned when we started off this whole live stream. So that's an interesting example about these fake secret shopper scams. And again, this letter comes in the mail. It's got a check attached. And it sounds like a pretty simple task, but the check's bad, and you're beat after spending $1,500. So watch out for this type of scam. How are we doing out there? That's all our scam examples. We made it through 19 types of scams with many examples of each. All good stuff. We're going on almost 3 hours here. The last thing we like to do to wrap up these live streams, or the final thing we do at the end of these live streams, is I like to bring up that scam tracker map that I mentioned earlier under our tools and software page. So on ScamAware 101, go to Tools and Software page. And all the way at the bottom, we have the link to the AARP Scam Tracking Map. So we're going to take a look at that and see what kind of scams are trending right now and what's being reported. It takes a minute to load because it's loading all the scams. In the meantime, while we're waiting, hey, visit scamaware101.com. and click Join Mailing List. It's our free mailing list. You can join. We send out reminders about when we're going to be live. some useful scam awareness tips, all good stuff. So take a minute and join our mailing list, scamaware101.com. And also, you can follow us on all your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. Scamaware 101. If you can't find us, we have links to each right on our homepage here on scamaware101.com. Okay, scam tracking map is loading. All right, so this is the ARP scam tracker map. We got a link to it on our software, our tools and software page. It's a pretty cool tool. It gives you an idea which scams are being reported and where they're being reported throughout the country. And let's take a look at some of the recent scams that are all being reported and just give you an idea of how many. We probably won't even get through one day of scams listed here. We'll take a look at the first few pages, and it probably won't even get through a day's worth. So we'll see. These scams look like they're all from the 13th, right? Because there's a little bit of a delay. So this starts at the 13th, and let's see what's being reported. Elder scams and fraud. I got a text asking if I wanted to play golf the next day and responded I hadn't played in 50 years. That led to general conversation, and okay, so I can stop right there. There's an example of a wrong number scam. The guy gets a text message saying something about golf, starts a conversation, and then it gets evolved into an investing scam probably. So regardless of what he's about ready to say and the rest of it, we can stop right there and know that that's the scam. If you get some random message about golf from someone you don't know, don't get suckered into the wrong number scam. Government imposter scam. I had to apply for a passport online, but the terrible thing is that I took a picture of my birth certificate and driver's license. Ouch. Ooh, we don't talk about that one too much, but yeah. If you're going to be applying for a passport online, right, and that applies to anybody, right? We're not just talking, that could be a U.S. citizen or any, if you're going to be applying for your passport, make sure you're applying at the right place. I know I got to renew mine soon, so that's a good reminder. See what else is getting reported here. Charity scams and fraud. The company offers a free t-shirt of a political nature. In fine print, it requires significant monthly payments of an ongoing... Okay. Yeah. Charity scams and fraud. Well, in general, that's another scam you need to be aware of, especially when there's certain crises happening. Like I remember when the wildfires were happening in California, there were a lot of charity scams. Even GoFundMe listings could be these scams too. So definitely look into anything you're going to be donating, and I wouldn't trust random links that you see popping up because again, scammers could just purchase ads advertising these fake charity scams. And you see this guy right here, reporting them. Tech support scams. Received a pop-up claiming to be Windows Defender, locking my computer because of a virus. Yeah, so that's one of the examples we gave earlier. That was the first scam example we went over on this live stream today. Was a tech support scam and fake virus pop-ups. And here's someone reporting that he had that happen. Yeah, if you get those fake pop-ups, if it's got a phone number to call, don't trust it. That's how you know it's a fake virus alert. Voice message from Social Security claiming my Social Security number was frozen and needed to call. There we go. That's an example of what we were talking about before. The Social Security impersonation. You need to watch out for it. This guy's reporting voicemails. All right. And we showed you some emails to be aware of. So watch out for these Social Security imposters out there. They're targeting victims in all different ways. Fraudulent sales scam. Planned to adopt a pet and paid for fee and delivery. They got this, but when it was time to deliver, the transmit scammers tried to get more money. That was good to say. So, regardless of what it says, pet scams are a big deal. We see headlines about that a lot, and what they are is that they're just fake listings for pets that don't really exist online. And they're clever. They'll use fake videos and fake pictures and everything to make it seem like it's real, but it's a scam. So the idea is don't exchange money until you're there in person and you see the actual animal. I mean, that's the best way to go about it. Otherwise, make sure they got lots of referrals. You know people that used them before and you could trust them. I mean, it's a big scam, these pet listings. Dating app claiming to be someone they weren't. Romance scams, right? You need to watch out for those. Auto-related scam. Received email purporting to be from the Department of Motor Vehicles regarding toll payment. That's the unpaid toll scams that we were talking about earlier. So that one's still circulating. Any text message you get claiming you have an unpaid toll, be suspicious. That's a huge scam right now. It's circulating a lot. We'll probably see a lot more reports about that one as we scroll through these. Government imposter scams, threatening phone call, follow up by email, claim there was a warrant out for my arrest. Right, there you go. We went over those fake arrest warrant scams too during the live stream. Yeah, we released a video about that on our channel as well for fake arrest warrant scams, jury duty scams. We have a video about that one. Yeah, and what they do is they on the caller ID it'll show the sheriff's office. Like when they're calling up impersonating the sheriff's office, saying there's an arrest warrant for you, your caller ID might actually show the sheriff's office, even though it's a scammer. So if you picked up anything from this live stream and learned anything, let it be the caller ID can't be trusted. Just because it shows the bank's phone number, it doesn't mean you could trust it. These scammers can change. They can manipulate what the phone number says on caller ID. Business imposter scam. Email from toll roads that said we had an unpaid toll. So here's another report about unpaid toll. Yeah, we're going to see that a lot. That one's circulating like crazy. Auto-related scam, toll charge. Haven't drove my car for over a month. Thinks they could threaten me to pay. Yeah, so another one getting a toll. Unpaid toll. Scam. Stranger called to ask for money. He said he was held up and his wallet with money, credit card ID was taken. He asked me for. That's a weird one. Caller claimed they were associated with legitimate pet rescue where my missing dog was taken for treatment. Let's see, what is this? I think I heard about this one. I just want to make sure it is what I think it is. Another pet scam, though. These pet scams are kind of picking up, whether it's you're purchasing a scam or you're a pet owner. Yeah, so this is terrible. So this one reported here is this person's pet is missing, right? This person actually legitimately lost their pet, and they obviously been posting online or hanging up flyers, whatever they're doing, but they have a missing pet. And what scammers do is they see these listings for missing pets, and they call the owner of the pet, and they claim that they have their dog. It's been hit by a car or something, and they need to pay. It's at the vet now, but they need to pay for their operation or whatever is needed. But it's a scam. They don't really have the pet, but they're calling the owner and they're trying to scare them into paying for their pet, which is still lost. It's a terrible scam. So the person gets scammed, but at least they figure I have my pet back. But then they find out afterwards they don't even have their pet back. So it's a terrible scam to do to a pet owner. And here's somebody reporting that happened to them. Again, these are all recent reports from the 13th, right? So a few days ago. So these are all scams happening now and important to be aware of. So I hate those pet scam people. It's terrible too. Grandparent scammers and the pet scammers. But anyway, I think it gives us a good idea of the type of scams that are circulating right now. If you watch this live stream, you saw a lot of examples of all these different common scams that are circulating right now. So thank you for sticking with us if you stuck around the whole time. All right, last chance to click that like button. We're going to wrap up this live stream here. Just hit 3 hours. So if you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more YouTube will show our content. to new viewers. And that's the goal, just to spread awareness about these scams. They'll make people aware of them so they can spot them sooner, protect themselves, protect their loved ones from falling for them and becoming victims. A lot of scams we showed tonight, we have separate videos for them on our YouTube channel. So if you missed any or want to check out the videos we've done dedicated to them, go check out our YouTube channel. And join our free email list if you haven't joined yet. Go to scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. It's free. And we'll keep you updated about what we're doing over here. We're trying to do a lot. It's going to take some time, but we're building out a knowledge base. We're setting up a lot of educational resources. On our website, you click educational resources. There's a bunch of links here to other useful places, credit report resources, other agencies, nonprofits, some government links. So we have various resources we're building out here, along with our scam knowledge base. Again, the tools and software page, definitely check that out, especially the first 4 links we have here. These data breach tools, it's important, very important to know what data of yours has been breached. And these 4 lookup tools over here on our website, under our tools and software page, we have 4 different links to 4 different places they do. They'll check your email address, they'll check your phone number, and that's all free. It's just a quick lookup, and it tells you what's been exposed. These are pretty trustworthy sources. They'll try to sell you some identity monitoring something afterwards, but the checks are still free, and you definitely want to know what data and passwords of yours are floating around out there. It's pretty wild what some of these lookups will return. So definitely check that out. It's on our tools and software page, scamaware101.com. We do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually go for about 3 hours like we did today. Share a whole bunch of examples of scams, common scams. All scams to be aware of, protect your loved ones. And our YouTube channel here. If it ever loads, you can see the videos we've released. We got the wrong number scam video, almost 100,000 views, is wild. The fake CAPTCHA scam, fake order scam that we talked about, the fake USPS text message scams, undeliverable package scams. We got the fake tech support scam video here. It shows a whole bunch of those fake virus alerts we discussed earlier. Here's the 5 red flags. We kicked off the live stream with the 5 red flags, but here's the video we have with all those slides. So it's a good one. You check that out. Here's the arrest warrant one we just mentioned. Yeah, so check out our YouTube channel. We can definitely use as many subscribers as we could get. I'm seeing a lot more viewers popping in now. Maybe I'm just about ready to wrap up here, but I mean, if this many viewers are coming in, I'll start from the top and I'll keep on going. Let me know in the chat. Let me know you're actually here and watching. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know by the likes. If I see a bunch more likes, I'll keep going here. I see Andrew in the chat. Well, Andrew, if you're talking about tech support scams, what did you get? Like a virus alert that's telling you to call Microsoft? Because in fact, let me show you some of those. This was the first scam we started out with tonight, were these tech support scams. You know what? I'm gonna go over them again one more time because we saw that it was mentioned on the ARP map that we just checked. It was reported by somebody. So these tech support scams, and a lot of older folks fall for them, so it's important to be aware of them and make your loved ones aware of these. But these tech support scams, they're fake virus alerts. They'll display a tech support phone number to call, but when you call, you're actually connected to a scammer. That's impersonating tech support. And some examples of these, they do impersonate Microsoft. So here's an example of one of these fake pop-ups that impersonates Windows Defender. It's got Microsoft's logo, and it says to call this phone number. But if you call that number, it's not Microsoft, it's a scammer. And that's the thing. The phone number, it's not Microsoft's phone number. It's actually a scam. So the victim thinks that they have a virus. They think they need to call Microsoft, and they call this number, but it's not really Microsoft. So that's one of the scams going around for fake virus alerts impersonating Microsoft. Here's another example of it. It's got the Microsoft logo, and they try to make it look legit. But if you call the number, it's actually a scammer. It's not really Microsoft. Because they have call centers set up. Call centers of scammers whose job is to answer these scam phone calls all day. And they'll impersonate Microsoft. But it's not really Microsoft. It's a scammer. And these are extremely harmful ones because they'll try to connect to your PC. I see some chat going on in the chat here. Let me know if you run into these scams. I see Andrew's mentioning them. I'm not sure, Andrew. You should reach out to your computer guy or to the local shop. Get somebody you could trust to help you with that. I'm going to show you some quick slides, some other scams, a sneak peek at some new slides I've been working on here. I was putting together some examples of text message scams. And a lot of these we discussed already on the live stream, but I think there might be a couple we didn't. But I just wanted to compile a bunch of examples in another way. And here's one page that shows 4 different scam examples. Right, we got the bank impersonation text message. We got the IRS impersonation text message. Try to make it a little bigger for you guys. Got the Apple impersonation. Got a fake order scam. The wrong number scam. So these are 4 different types of text message scams that are circulating to be aware of. And we talked about each of these into more detail earlier in the live stream as well. And we have some more examples of some text message scams. We got the undeliverable package scam, a couple examples of those, which we went over earlier in the live stream. One shows a text message with a link, a malicious link. Another shows a text message with an attachment. So you always need to be suspicious of both. Never open attachments from, unexpected attachments from people you don't know. An employment scam, a couple examples of those. We didn't talk about these too much, but employment scams are a problem as well. So if you're looking for work and you're just suddenly getting these random text messages with WhatsApp numbers to call, be suspicious. These are scammers. These are employment scammers. The offer's usually too good to be true. And any real company's not sitting here sending out text messages and then giving you a WhatsApp number to call. Another scary thing just to talk about with these employment scams. So there's scam compounds over in Myanmar where there's actually people that have been forced to sit there and scam all day. Like when you're getting calls from some of these scammers or text messages from some of these scammers, that's actually someone that might be getting held, one of these scam compounds. It's a thing. People are being human trafficked and tricked and enslaved over in these compounds in Myanmar. Look it up. We shared a link the other day. Thousands and thousands of people because there's like no government over there. There's nothing we could do. It's like a lawless land in some of these areas, and people are actually being human trafficked and forced to scam all day long. Their passports are being taken away, and they're being forced to work there as scammers. And a lot of their stories, actually, for the ones who have been let go or escaped, a lot of their stories started out with an employment scam. They got an employment offer, and it said that it was in Thailand or some country nearby, and they went out there seeking employment. But that actually turned into like a human traffic incident where they end up taking them, forcing them to work as scammers. So these employment scams could cause more damage than just stealing money. Some of these employment scams that come in, they're trying to get you to go to other countries. I don't know. They're trying to get you to go to other countries. I have to stay away, knowing that they're literally tricking people with human trafficking. So watch out for employment scams. Worst case, you get ripped off as a job, or non-worst case. Worst case, you end up being human trafficked. So no good outcomes, but some are much worse than others, I guess. And then, now here we're just other. Well, if you're just joining, I'll show you again too. We talked about the unpaid toll text message scam. And here's a bunch of examples of those unpaid toll text messages. There's lots of different examples. They impersonate all different states, North Carolina, California, New Jersey, name a few. Some of them threaten your license. They claim to be from SunPass. They claim it's a final warning. And this is that toll text message that we saw popping up on the AARP scam tracker map. So we know it's still circulating a lot right now, these unpaid toll text messages. So that's that. Then we get this live stream wrapped up. I hope you all found it useful. Again, we do this every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. If you haven't clicked that like button yet, please give it a click. Click that thumbs up. Help us out. Last chance before we wrap up the live stream. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We do release useful scam awareness videos, a lot of good content. And the more subscribers and likes we get, the better for the algorithm to spread our content. So help us spread awareness about these scams. That's our goal. If you got some money you want to donate, we also got the donate link at the bottom of our page here, scamaware101.com/donate, or at the bottom you'll see a link that says donate. We'll take your money. We need money. And that's about it. Follow us on all your favorite platforms, social media platforms, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We are trying to get our followers up specifically on Facebook. So if you have Facebook and you haven't followed us yet, please take a moment, go to facebook.com/scamaware101 and hit that follow button on Facebook. We're trying to we needed 25 more subscribers, more followers before our live stream could go on there. So we're just trying to get a few more follows, 25 to be precise, and then we can start streaming on there too, which would be cool on Facebook. So help us out and hit that follow button on Facebook if you haven't yet. And don't forget to join our free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Click join mailing list. All right, everybody. So thanks for watching. Again, I'm Jared with Scamaware101. Gonna wrap up this live stream. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. Hope to see you next week. Until then, as always, stay safe.